The another thing which we will be saying in retail analytics is ABC analysis. This is used for segregating the items in categories like A, B, C. This categorization is based on the consumption value of the item, annual consumption value of the item, right? It is also called as Pareto's analysis. What that analysis says, uh, to any phenomena, there are 10% contributors which contribute to 75% of that phenomena. 15% contributors contribute to 15% of that phenomena, and very large number, that is up to 75% contributors contribute to just 10% of the phenomena. Okay, so 10% contributors which contribute to 75% of the phenomena are called as A class item. They are less in number but contribute significantly. 15% contributors contribute to 15% of the phenomena. These are moderate in number, again less but higher than A class item. Okay, their number is higher than that in A class item, and they contribute moderately to the phenomena, means significantly less as compared to A class item. There are large number of items, like 75% I am talking. 75% contributors contribute to just 10% of the phenomena. So their number, these are called as C class item. They are more in number but contribute less. Okay. So as far as inventory is concerned, right, mm, there are 10% of the item which will be building 75% of the inventory in terms of consumption value. Okay, in 100 item there will be just 10 item which will be costing 75% of the total cost, or 75% of the total consumption value. There will be 15 items in 100 which will be contributing to 15% of the consumption value. Okay, and there will be 75 items which will be contributing to just 10% of the consumption value. Okay, those are called as C class item. Now, how to, as far as the ABC analysis is concerned, we will try to understand how the items are categorized in category A, B, and C. By doing that categorization, you will understand A class, B class, C class item, and the method to categorize the A class, B class, C class item. Okay, here is the procedure written in short. By looking at the example, you will understand it well. Okay, for example, the process is multiply price with the quantity to get consumption value. Quantity consumed in an year, that is to be multiplied by the price of that corresponding item to get the consumption value of that item. Okay, sum all consumption values for a particular period, say year. Sort the data on the basis of consumption value. Find the item wise cumulative consumption value. Then take 75%, 90%. Why 90? Because 75 plus 15 makes it 90, and then 90 plus 10 makes it 100. Okay, we have seen that 75%, 15%, 10% of the consumption value. So cumulatively we will have to consider them at the markers of 75%, 90%, and 100% of the total consumption value. Put a marker just before or on the occurrence of these values in the item wise cumulative consumption value, and call these items as A, B, and C class items. Okay, Now we will be seeing how this is done practically. Okay, so here I have the data of the for say something like 20 items. I'll be sharing this Excel sheet and even the PowerPoint presentation with you so that you can understand the things yourself. So there are 20 items. In inventory, there will be 20,000 to lakhs of items. Okay. But with 20 items, I am trying to demonstrate you how to classify the items as A, B, and C class item. Now, the consumption of these items is in second column, as you are seeing. Okay, I1 was consumed, or demand for I1 was 400, I2 800, and so on. And the cost of this item or the price of this item is available with the accounts department. Um, um, the demand or consumption may be available with purchase department or production department. Okay, so cost, I am multiplying the demand or consumption with the cost or price, will be getting the annual consumption value. Okay, provided the demand is annual. So we have in this D column the product of value in B column and value in C column to get the annual consumption value. Now we'll be summing, we'll be sorting this on the basis of annual consumption value, highest at the top and lowest at the bottom. Okay, this is the same data in column F, G, H, and I. The data is same as that in A, B, C, D column respectively, but this data is sorted on the basis of annual consumption, right? Now what we will be doing with this sorted data, we will be doing the sum, right? That is 8,700, 8,75,000 is the first value. Then to this we are adding 8 lakh, so making it 16,75,000. Sorry, what is this? I'm sorry, it was not 8 lakh. 8 crore. Sorry, 8 crore, 75 lakh, then next is 8 crore. So that sums to, the first value here is 8 crore 75 lakh, then 8 crore 75 lakh plus 8 crores, that makes it 16 crore 75 lakh, right? Just a minute, I am making some mistake in right reading that figure. Mhm. Sorry, this is 87 lakh 50,000. So the first value is 87 lakh 50,000. Then this is 80 lakh. All right. So summing that 80 lakh with to 87 lakh 50,000 gets you 167 lakh 50,000. Then again, this is 18 lakh added to the 16 lakh 7, 167 lakh 50,000. You will be getting 185 lakh 50,000, and so on. We go on adding and getting the cumulative consumption. Okay, and total value, total consumption for all the items taken together is um, 233 lakh 96,000. Okay, so with this figure 233 lakh 96,000, I can get the cumulative percentage contribution in the consumption. So 87 lakh 50,000 divided by 233 lakh 96,000 into 100 gets me the contribution in the consumption value, that is 37.39%. Okay, then second item, till second item means 16 lakh 160 167 lakh 50,000 divided by 233 lakh 96,000 into 100 gets me 71,000, 71.59%, right? And now after this, if I divide this figure by that is which figure? 185 lakh 50,000 divided by 233 lakh 96,000, I get 79.28%. Now what is happening here? The percentage is crossing 75. So earlier two items will be called as A class item. A class items are those items who contribute to less than 75%, less than equal to 75% in the consumption value, right? After that, till 90% will be the items which will be called as B class items, and all remaining items will be called as C class items, right? So again, every time what we are doing, the figure here we are dividing by 233 lakh 96,000. What is that? 233 lakh 96,000 is the sum of the consumption values. Okay, so I get the percentage consumption, cumulative percentage consumption as I proceed ahead. Okay, I am not calculating actual consumption percentage, right? I'm calculating cumulative percentage consumption, right? So this figure divided by total consumption value, right? I am getting this cumulative consumption contribution. Okay, cumulative percentage consumption contribution. So where the cumulative percentage consumption contribution is less than 75%, those will be A class item. From 75 to 90, 90 exactly you will not get. If you do not get exactly 90, you consider the figure less than 90. So from 79 to 89, in our case it is coming as B class item, and from 90% onwards till 100%, those will be C class item. Okay, finally I have summarized them. In A class there are only two items. Okay, and the two items out of 22 items are A class. That means you have percentage contribution, that means 10% contribution. 10% item contribute to 75% of the consumption value, and items also I have written I15 and I3. As you see, I15 and I3 are the A class items. Okay, then in B class item, out of 23 items are there, percentage wise 3 by 13 comes out to be 3 by 13 approximately, what is that, and 3 by 30, 3 by 20 approximately comes out to be 15%. Okay, and consumption value is also 15%, right? How do I get consumption value? Dividing this 21 lakh, 21 lakh 10,000, means if I sum the sum of these three items, means the cost of this item plus this item plus this item divided by 20 233.9 233 lakh 96,000 will approximately get you 15%. Okay, consumption 15% and items also 15%, not exactly, approximately. And in C class, how many items are there? 15 items are there. Okay, 15 items are there, so contribution wise 15 divided by 20 it goes 75%, and the this value, this sum from this means from this value to this value will divided by 233 lakh 96,000 will come equal to 10% only. Okay, so in any store you will find that there are very high number of low consumption value items and very less number of high consumption value items. Okay, now what is the use of this ABC analysis? So we will be very careful about the inventory management of A class item because they are less in number, but they contribute high to the consumption value. Our concentration on the management of inventory of B class item will be moderate, and our focus on C class item will be lower because they are high in number. Okay, but they contribute very less to the inventory. So this is the ABC analysis, right? So right here we will stop for ABC analysis, right? Even though I have mentioned in this video lecture that 75%, 15% and 10% are the markers for deciding whether the item belongs to A class, B class, and C class category, respectively. But the organizations are free to take their own markers, like 60% of the consumption value for A class, the items which contribute to 30%, later 30% of the consumption value for B class, and the last 10% of the consumption value for C class, or they may go in for some other percentages of the consumption value. But the point should be kept in mind is that the percentage consumption for A class items should be higher than for B class items than for C class items. Hmm. So like 60, 30, 10. It may be 70, 20, 10, or it may be 70, 25, or 5, or 70, sorry, 70, 20, 10, 75, 20, and 5, right? So top 75% consumption will be um, will be termed as A class. Then next 25% consumption will be termed as B class, and then last 5% consumption value items contributing to last 5% of the consumption value will be termed as C class. Hope you understand this. Obviously, the items which contribute to the top consumption value will be lesser in number. Then next 20% will be moderate in number, but significantly less as compared to the number of items belonging to A class. And the number of items belonging to C class will be more in number, but contributing very less to the consumption value, right? So this thing you will keep in mind, right? Mm, thank you.